The Amazing Spider-Man, issue number 21, Where Flies the Beetle. When a man has finished his prison term, he must be set free to take his place in society again. Even such a man as Abner Jenkins, better known to various law enforcement agencies as the Beetle.
They had to give me back my Beetle equipment. There's no law against a man owning an armored costume.
Then, when Jenkins reaches a secluded spot in the nearby woods,
this is the moment I've dreamed of all these months. Once again, I'll don my Beetle outfit and get my revenge against the Human Torch.
A short time later, as a typical teenage couple walk through the streets of New York. Or are they really so typical?
I've really enjoyed our date today, Johnny. You acted like a quiet, normal... Johnny? What is it?
This headline in the paper, Doris. It's the Beetle. He was released from prison today.
But that doesn't concern you. You'll probably fade into obscurity and...
Blame on.
Oh no, not again.
I'm sorry, honey, but I know that Joker. He'll be more dangerous than ever now. I've got to search the city. Maybe I can find some trace of him.
Meanwhile, in a quiet suburban neighborhood in Forest Hills, we find another typical teenager, about as typical as Johnny Storm.
Phew, I guess I've been studying too long. I'm getting a stiff back. Only one thing to do. I've got to get the kinks out, and I know just how to do it.
Within seconds, youthful Peter Parker dons one of the world's most famous costumes and takes to the rooftops as the Amazing Spider-Man.
Boy, this sure beats doing push-ups all hollow.
But even Spider-Man has to rest sooner or later, and when he stops for a breather in his own peculiar way...
Look! Up there! It's Spider-Man! Uh-oh, I've been spotted. Run! There's no telling what he'll do next.
Why doesn't someone call the police?
Rats! I'm about as well loved by my fellow citizens as J. Edgar Hoover is by the Mafia. It's a big night for superheroes tonight. There's the Human Torch flying around as if he had sense.
Oh look, it's the Human Torch.
On a break. I've always wanted to see him in real life.
Hey Torchy, how about doing a few tricks for us, pal?
No sign of the Beetle so far, so I might as well put on a little exhibition for my fans.
Wow, look at that. Boy, if that doesn't take the cake, I appear in the city and people run for the hills. But that flamin' freak shows up and they knock themselves out falling all over him.
That's all for now, folks. I've got a little job to do. Keep 'em flying.
Yay, Torch! Ah, I've found him, at last. Now, to silently follow will I decide how to deal with him.
Still no sign of the Beetle. I'd better head back before my flame sputters out.
What supreme irony, he's probably searching for me, little dreaming that I'm easily following him. I might as well head back home. I've more important things to do than watch that blazing bird brain playing to the crowd.
And so, our small, colorful cast of characters part company, but only for the time being. Flaming off, Johnny Storm calls upon his girlfriend, not suspecting that the Beetle is lurking outside.
Hi, Dory doll. Your dream boat's back.
Who invited you?
You're not angry at me just because I flamed on and flew away for a while, are you?
Of course not. I love having my date suddenly leave me in the middle of the street while he makes a silly smoking spectacle of himself.
But, Dory...
No buts, Johnny Storm. I've had it. I want a boyfriend, not a blazing juvenile show-off in a silly uniform.
Look, just give me one more chance.
Very well, then. I'll give you a chance. If you can spend a full 24 hours without flaming on even once, I'll make believe this never happened. But if you turn into the Human Torch again...
Don't worry, I won't. I promise.
Very well. We'll see. But remember, just one cry of flame on, even a whisper, or just one little spark, and you'd better forget my phone number.
It's a deal, love of my life, but What did they feed you when you were a baby? Nails?
Meanwhile, outside the house,
I've seen enough. Now I know what to do. That torch seems to care for that girl, so that's how I'll get my revenge on him, by using Doris Evans.
as for Spider-Man, he continues on his way home, growing more miserable every minute.
Can I lend you guys a hand? Spider-Man, stay away. Sam, call the cops, quick. That does it. I couldn't win a popularity contest even if I was the only one entered. Nuts.
Then, the very next day,
It's hard to keep my mind on shopping. I'm so anxious to learn whether Johnny is keeping his promise not to flame on.
Hey, Tommy, come back with my football.
Watch out, lady.
Oh, look where you're running, you little monsters. Kids, they made me drop all my packages.
May I help you, miss? I saw what happened, but I didn't have time to warn you of those running children.
Why, thank you. How very kind of you.
It was a pleasure, but be careful now. Don't drop them again.
What a nice, sweet, gentlemanly boy.
Uh-oh, it looks as though she dropped her wallet in the confusion. I'd better return it to her. Her name's Doris Evans. She doesn't live far from here. Well, I've got time. I'll take it there now.
and so,
My wallet. Oh, I'm so lucky you found it. I simply must give you a reward.
Don't be silly. I was glad to do it.
Well, at least come in and let me fix you a glass of Coke.
Thanks, I could sure use one.
then, for the next few minutes,
Yes, I live with my aunt in a small private house a short distance from here.
He's so quiet, so soft-spoken, and so gentlemanly. He's a science major at school, and he's so cultured and down-to-earth. If only Johnny were more like Peter Parker.
minutes later, things get even more involved as Johnny Storm arrives at Doris's house just in time to see the departure of Peter Parker.
I wonder who that guy is. He just walked out of Dory's house. Well, Dory, it's been 12 hours so far and I still haven't flamed on. By the way, who was that fella who just left here?
This is my chance to try to make Johnny more of a gentleman, like that nice, refined Peter Parker. His name is Peter Parker, Johnny. He's a student at Midtown High, and he's just the nicest boy. He's interested in politics, science, and current events.
Well, goody gumdrops.
It wouldn't do you any harm to take a leaf from his book, Johnny Storm. It would be wonderful if some of his poise and polish were to rub off on you.
Oh, brother.
While outside Doris's house again,
Now I know just what to do. The next time I see the Human Torch, it will be in the full fighting armor of the Beetle.
not long afterwards, Peter Parker, window shopping with Betty Brant, hears his name called in a commanding tone.
Parker, I want to see you. Now what? I knew I'd find him sooner or later, and I'm glad I thought of wearing my uniform to impress him. Recognize who I am, kid?
Sure, either you're the Human Torch or some jerk walking around in his pajamas. Or maybe both.
Skip the wisecrack, Skinny. I just want to warn you. Doris Evans is my gal friend, and I hope you're not dumb enough to think you can beat my time.
Well, I'll be a spiderweb string bean. Old Hothead is actually jealous of me. Just imagine if he suspected who I really am. Wow.
Hey, look guys, isn't that the Human Torch talking to puny Parker?
He's telling Peter to stay away from some other girl. And I never even suspected. I might as well leave now. She doesn't care about me anyway.
Betty, wait. She's sobbing. She must have overheard the torch. You brainless, swell-headed, loudmouth jerk. Who do you think you are shooting off your yap at?
Huh?
You may be a big, brave superhero to everyone else, but to me, you're just a knuckle-headed pain in the neck. Get the message?
This I didn't expect. I can't even take a poke at him. It wouldn't be fair. He wouldn't have a chance. How about that, Flash? I never knew Parker had such guts. Maybe he's not really a panty waist. Stow it. Don't let him fool ya. He knows the Torch wouldn't dare fight with him. A superpowered member of the Fantastic Four can't go around beating up nobodies. Sure, Flash is right. Parker was just trying to impress everybody. I just don't get it. What can Dory see in a big zero like him? Watch, fellas. I'll prove it's safe to needle a torch. Why don't you take a lesson from Spider-Man, Torchy? He wouldn't have let anyone talk to him like that. I'd better cut out fast. They know I don't want to hurt anyone, so they're trying to taunt me now.
Meanwhile, Peter has caught up to the disillusioned young secretary.
I'd like to explain about what the torch said, Betty.
There's nothing to explain, Peter. If you don't mind, I'd like to just go home now.
And as Betty disappears around the corner,
I know he didn't mean it, but still, it's all that miserable human matchstick's fault. I couldn't even have the satisfaction of fighting with him, of wiping that conceited smirk off his face. He'd never fight with Peter Parker because he'd think I'm too weak for him. Oh well, I guess there's no sense making a mountain of a molehill. Betty is sure to make up with me before long, and the torch can go fry for all I care. But wait a minute. While Betty is mad at me, why shouldn't I have a little fun with the torch? If he's jealous of Peter Parker, how would he feel if Spider-Man made a play for his gal? The poor guy'll explode. And I'd like to see that windbag try to threaten me now.
but even as Spidey prepares to visit Doris Evans again,
The torch is bound to appear soon. They have a date later tonight. And when the unsuspecting brat shows up, I'll finish him off as only the Beetle can. Who's that? It's Spider-Man. Oh no, I can't allow him to destroy my carefully laid plans. Whatever his purpose here may be, I'll see to it that he postpones it till I'm done. Holy smoke, now what have I blundered into? The Beetle, the Torch's old enemy. I've seen your picture in the paper, but what? Save your breath, mister. This isn't 20 questions. There, the impact of hitting that tree should knock you out long enough for me to finish my little project. Boy, did you just make a mistake. You made me interested in what your project is, so I think I'll just hang around until I find out. Now, just stay where you are, Beetle. I won't keep you waiting long.
but as Spider-Man hurtles back towards his foe,
Got you. I thought those metal wings were just ornaments. But just my luck, the Beetle can really fly. This time I won't be so gentle with you. I'll hurl you to the ground like a sack of potatoes. Just wait till he tries it, with my quick-drying web sticking tightly to both the tips of his wings.
but try it the Beetle does to his shocked regret.
Happy landing, sonny boy.
Then, as the powerful Beetle quickly rises to his feet,
This guy has no cinch to beat. That armor he's wearing must be 2 inches thick. Oh, I neglected to mention, my wings are offensive weapons as well as defensive. But I guess you're beginning to realize that. Trying a flip over won't help you either. All I need to do is fly up from beneath you and I'll do the flipping. I'm not fighting an amateur. I've got to be more careful. Oof. Okay, you overgrown moth, you had your innings. Now I'll furnish a little of the entertainment. Save your breath, Spider-Man, you won't have it much longer.
and as the fast-moving fight continues,
A beetle and Spider-Man fighting outside my window? This is horrible. I need help. Johnny, I've got to call Johnny.
There's the phone. The way my luck's been running, it's probably someone calling to sue me.
Johnny, thank heaven I reached you. You've got to flame on and get here right away. I'm in danger.
Nice try, girlfriend, but you won't make me lose my bet that way. I said I wouldn't flame on for 24 hours, and I've still got about 11 hours to go.
Oh no, I'm not fooling. I need you, Johnny. You must believe me.
Sure, honey, sure. I believe you. You'd never try to kid me. Why, I'll bet there are a couple of big bad villains outside your window right now. Who are they, Dory? Spider-Man and Dr. Doom?
Johnny, listen.
I have to hang up now, baby. The big bad wolf is trying to blow my door down. See you around.
He didn't believe me. It's my own fault for always criticizing him. He hung up.
and as Spidey and the Beetle continue their battle outside Doris Evans' window.
Good old Dory. I always did like a gal with a sense of humor.
But though Johnny Storm chuckles over Dory's sense of humor, none of our other protagonists seem to be doing much laughing.
Maybe I can keep him from using his wings with my webbing. I was afraid of that. He snapped it before it could harden, but I've got to stop him from taking to the air. Good, I've got him now. Here's where you get your wings clipped, chum.
Oh no! Now they're in the house, just where I was going to call the police. They're between me and the phone. What will I do?
You've ruined my whole plan. You'll pay for that. Sorry, Beetle. I'm a little short right now. Do you mind if I charge it instead? Now, suppose you tell me what your so-called plan was while you can still talk. I wish I felt as confident as I'm trying to sound. That armor of his shrugs off my blows as though they're powder puffs.
While not too far away, we find...
Well, now that Dory has had her little laugh for the day, I guess I'll mosey over and pay her a visit. She sure is a great gal, even if she does have that nutty prejudice against costumed crime fighters.
But at that particular moment, another costumed crime fighter would look mighty good to the young lady in question.
What does it mean? Where will it all end? If I could only reach the phone.
He's a more dangerous enemy than I thought. I'll have to try a different tactic. Ah, the girl. Just the thing. He's reaching for Doris. I can't get to him in time. Ha! Just what I need. A perfect little hostage.
No! Stay away! Both of you! Help!
I dare not attack the Beetle while he's with Doris. I can't take a chance of her being injured. I think you're bright enough to realize that I now hold the winning cards, Spider-Man, so don't try to stop us from leaving.
Stop us from leaving? Oh no! You can't!
On the contrary, my dear, I can, and I will. With you accompanying me, there is still a chance of me baiting a trap for the Human Torch. A trap for the Human Torch? So that's your objective. I can't let him get away. I've got to follow them. His wings are so heavy that he can't fly very fast. And if he doesn't get too far, my spider sense should be able to keep track of him.
But a few seconds after our little cast of characters has vacated the house, Johnny Storm arrives, only to find...
The place is in shambles. Dory is gone, and there are traces of webbing around. How could I have been so dumb? Her phone call was for real. Flame on. Whatever happened, Spider-Man must be involved in some way. But how? Why? They can't have gone far. I've got to find them.
And then the flaming, flying teenager sees...
There he is, trying to escape. Hold it, you web-spinning creep. Where's my girlfriend? What's happened to Dory?
The torch. He must have come from Doris's house. He thinks I'm responsible. Ow! Those blamed fireballs are coming too close for comfort. I've got to do something. Heads up, Torchy. You're not the only Bush League pitcher around here. Here's an asbestos web ball to chew on for a while. Hope that stalls him long enough for me to pick up the Beetle's trail again. Uh-oh, the torch's heat was strong enough to melt my little pellets into nothingness. Hey, what's that? The Beetle's getting further away. I've got to get Torchy to follow me after him. Won't be hard to get him to trail me. He's so angry now that I couldn't stop him if I wanted to.
Doc, you double-dealing crumb. Where's Doris Evans?
Stick with me, hot stuff, and you'll find out. Here, have your fireballs back. You may need them again. And don't get too close, Torchy boy. I don't want to singe my new Sunday go-to-meet in britches. I'd better get ready to hightail it out of here now before he explodes. That boy is mad.
Alright, Big Mouth, you asked for it. When I'm through with you, there won't be enough of you left to shake a spider at. I'm through handling you with kid gloves.
He's coming after me. That's what I wanted. Now all I have to do is find a way to live through it. So far so good. My spider sense has kept me on one jump ahead of those flaming fireballs of his. And we're gaining on the Beetle.
Please don't drop me. Please.
Not a chance, kid. You're too valuable to me. Now, all I have to do is get the torch into position so he'll see the Beetle before he bounces a fireball off me.
You're fast, Webhead, but I'm getting the range now.
Yeah, that's all.
But on the slim chance that somebody may buy our Spidey Mag to see J. Jonah Jameson instead of our web spinner in action, here he is, just for a second.
Miss Brandt, where in Sam Hill is Peter Parker? He hasn't brought me any unusual crime photos in days.
Why, I don't know, Mr. Jameson.
What do you mean you don't know? You're his girlfriend, aren't you? Although I can't see why.
I'm afraid I haven't seen too much of him myself lately. If only I knew who that other girl is that those boys said he's been dating.
Teenagers? Bah, can't depend on any of them. I'm leaving for the day.
Although, perhaps I'm being unfair to Peter. Maybe there's an explanation. It's possible. I'll phone and give him a chance to explain. Perhaps it's all very innocent. Hello, Mrs. Parker. This is Betty Brant. Is your nephew Peter home?
Why, no, he isn't. I haven't seen him since morning. I thought he might be with you. Hello? Betty? Hello? Oh dear, we must have been cut off. Strange. I could have sworn I heard a sob.
What a fool I was, hoping for the impossible. Of course there's no explanation. Peter is probably out with her right now.
And, in a very remote sense, Betty Brant is right.
It's Spider-Man and the torch. They found me. I'll leave the girl there. I need both my hands free.
The Beetle, he had Dory.
That's what I was trying to tell you.
Oh, Johnny, thank heaven you're here.
Take it easy, dollface. Everything's gonna be A-OK now.
Boy, if Torchy has any faults, one of them sure isn't lack of confidence.
Hold it, Beetle. You're not going anywhere, mister.
This empty, condemned building isn't the site I'd have chosen for my showdown battle with the torch, but I can't be choosy now. I'll duck through this window and try to finish him off when he follows me in, before Spider-Man can interfere.
But the Beetle soon learns that Spidey has his own quaint little way of changing some of the best laid plans.
Tisk tisk, don't you ever knock before entering? Spider-Man, your appearance changes nothing. I'm powerful enough to defeat two as well as one. Wow, he ripped out part of that wall like it was paper.
Where is he? I saw him come in here.
Oh, look out, Torch. Good thing you've got a hot, hollow head, Sonny. Uh-oh, the Beetle's trying to cut out. I'll take off after him.
And just to play safe, so will I. Only I'll do it my way. Surprised, Beetle? You might be able to outfly Spider-Man, but you never the Human Torch.
Just stay where you are, Torch. I want to remember you that way.
But as the Beetle pulls down a section of plaster ceiling with which to snuff out the torch's flame, a nimble, lithe-muscled figure comes hurtling through the opening.
You again. Naturally, bub. You don't think you can just wish me away, do you?
Spider-Man has come between us again. Is he trying to help me or protect the Beetle?
They're too unpredictable. I don't know where they'll pop up next. I've got to get away and make new plans.
Time enough to worry about Webhead later. Now I've got to head the Beetle off.
He glided upstairs. I've got to reach him before he gets to the roof.
And then...
Now I've got you, Beetle.
Look out, hothead. He's mine. Torch. Spider-Man. Oh no.
Oh yes.
I've got to get away. I won't be beaten again. I won't return to jail. I won't.
Wanna bet?
Hold it, chum. The party's not over yet.
Stopping him is only part of it, Spidey. I'll create a cozy little fire sale for him until the fight's knocked out of him.
The flames are too hot, even for my asbestos garb. I'm trapped.
Finally, a short time later...
Johnny, aren't you going to do something about that horrid Spider-Man? I still think he was in league with the Beetle.
We've no proof, Dory, and he did help me catch him. And by the way, have you noticed that you don't mind me being the Human Torch at all when you're in trouble?
She'll never really trust Spider-Man, and even the Torch isn't sure about me. Jameson probably hates me more than ever now because I haven't done any work as Peter Parker for him lately. Betty is angry at me again, and as usual, I can't think of any way to explain. Is this my fate? Am I destined to go through life as a professional fall guy? Why must I be a costume superpowered sad sack? Especially when the Torch, who's no better than I in any respect, gets all the glory, the praise, and even the girl. For him, life is just one big happy ending.
Johnny, look, he's getting away.
I couldn't stop him if I wanted to. That last flight wore my flame out for a while.
I've had it. They don't need me there anymore.
What kind of person do you think he really is?
Hard to say, Dory. Sometimes I think he's really a terrific guy, and other times I want to knock his block off. I could understand if she fell for a guy like Spidey, but that Peter Parker guy, I just don't get it.
This is what I need, a chance to be alone, to clear my thoughts. I wonder if the world will ever acclaim me as it does others, or am I always to go through life shunned and loathed? If only I could reveal my secret identity, if I could let people realize who I am. But I just don't dare.
If you enjoyed Petey and his pals as much as we hope you did, tune in again next issue for lots more of the same. Happy web spinning.
Well, guys, that was the Amazing Spider-Man issue number 21. We got to see further straining between Betty and Peter, as if it probably couldn't get strained anymore. And for the first time, we've got to see Spider-Man battle the Beetle, who is actually a Human Torch and Fantastic Four villain. So it's pretty unique to see some crossovers here. But nonetheless, guys, that's going to be it for this video. So if you guys enjoyed this series and wish to see it continue, then be sure to smash that like button and subscribe for more, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace out.